from Active Domestics, and today we're going to talk about the Henry vacuum cleaners. Now, I'm hoping that you're going to find my opinion useful for 3 reasons. Number 1 is I've had a cleaning agency for almost 2 decades, and in that time I've used many types of vacuum cleaners and I've bought many types of vacuum cleaners. Number 2 is I'm the only female living amongst 6 adult-sized, mostly adult males. And so what we get around here is real dirt. Number 3 is I've had this particular Henry vacuum cleaner for almost 2 years now. So I can give you a really solid opinion because I've used it many times and I've got a lot of experience with it. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by anyone. I hope you enjoy watching. Please remember to like and subscribe if you find this video useful to you. So we'll jump straight in. Now this particular vacuum cleaner I think is a really solid vacuum cleaner. I actually really would recommend it because it's very simple and it's strong. And it needs very little maintenance, and that is the key thing that most people get wrong with their vacuum cleaners is they forget that they need to actually provide a bit of maintenance in order to maintain that great suction power. It does have this really nice long cord. The Henry vacuum cleaner has got a 10-meter cord, and I really like the way that it just winds back into place. I like that feature as opposed to just pressing a button because, you know, I'm all about cleaning being that bit of incidental exercise that we all need to do. When things are more simple like this, they're less likely to break down. So that to me is a bonus. So you just pull it out like that and wind it back in like that. Quick and simple. Now it also has this 2-meter hose. Now, as you just saw me do there, it's quite common when people are using the vacuum cleaner to pull the vacuum cleaner by the hose as opposed to coming back and carrying it like this. Well, of course, we all do it. It's just the way that it is. But I can also tell you by experience that I was able to replace this. We had an incident where the hose cracked in around there because people had been pulling it whilst they're using it too many times. Like I said, we've been using this for about 2 years now. I was able to get a replacement on eBay for about $35, and certainly seemed like it was the same as the one that I was replacing. I've got a different head on mine. Excuse the bit of hair on the back of it, but I must have thrown away the original head that I got with this vacuum cleaner because when I vacuum, I prefer using these hard floor tools with the soft bristles. We've mostly got hard floors with mats, and I like to go over the mats with the bristles in order to sort of agitate the mats and get all the dirt from it. Now the Henry vacuum cleaner, it's known as a pneumatic vacuum cleaner, and that means it uses pressurized air to create the suction. So, and having a simple structure like this means that it's often a little bit lighter than some of the other machines. And actually that's certainly one of the reasons that attracted me to this particular machine was that it was lighter than the one that I was looking to replace. And it was, just felt a little bit tougher and stronger. I had at the time still had my cleaning business and had multiple people using the vacuum cleaner. And I just needed something that was solid, especially when you're getting it in and out of the car and things like that. Now there's some very good reasons why this is a really solid vacuum cleaner, and that is because it has low to no maintenance. As I've said many times in my cleaning videos, many people forget that their vacuum cleaners do actually require maintenance in order to keep everything suctioning very well. Even the really expensive ones, But this Henry vacuum cleaner, it's as simple as you can basically get. So it comes apart like this. Remember that your vacuum cleaner is not there just to clean the floors. Your vacuum cleaner comes with all these tools because it's useful for cleaning a lot more than just the floors. The things that I find difficult about this vacuum cleaner is that you don't have the capacity to just press a button and have this shrink down. So if I'm cleaning, say, next to my bed, next to the wall, I can't easily just reduce the size of the pole in order to get right down in underneath without banging the wall. So, and I actually find it really difficult to pull these bits apart. So I would be able to use the, if I could take this off, I could actually attach this type of attachment to the end of my pole, and that would be brilliant for getting up into the high spots. But as you can see, it's just too hard. I have to wait till my son comes back and see whether he can do it. As a comparison, I'm quite tall, so when I'm vacuum cleaning, I like to be able to have something that's got a decent pole to it. I think this one's perfectly reasonable. But anyway, for example, the length of this pole is actually okay. It's quite standard, but in comparison to this one, you can see I've got a lot more height. This particular vacuum cleaner has actually got filters that need to be cleaned, like pre-filters, and then this other filter that needs to be cleaned on a semi-regular basis, probably a couple of times a year for someone who uses their vacuum cleaner as much as me. This Henry vacuum cleaner, it's so simple. Look, you just basically undo these clips here, pull them out. This whole bit comes off. This here is the filter. So this is the only filter that you need to worry about in this particular machine. And it's recommended that you can just vacuum it with another vacuum cleaner if you do have a second vacuum cleaner. If you do wash it, I would suggest you just hand wash it. And of course, with every part that goes in your vacuum cleaner, you must make sure it is 100% dry before you put it back into your machine. Now, I'm not going to take this out because this dust bag here still has plenty of room. But the beauty about these is you just clip the dust bag into place and you wait until it fills up. Because it's a fabric type bag like that, you can fill it up as full as it can be. You'll generally notice that the vacuum cleaner starts feeling a little bit heavier and you'll go, oh yeah, I need to check the dust bag. But that's such a large capacity compared to so many other vacuum cleaners. On the other hand, you've got this machine here. It looks like it's actually got a large section for dirt, but you can only fill it up to this line here. This isn't dust, this is just like the double plastic and dust gets caught into it. But yeah, the fill line is always a lot less than what the capacity of the canister actually is. And that's where a lot of people go wrong, is they see that huge canister and they just keep going and going and they fill it up and they forget that the air really needs to circulate within a vacuum cleaner in order for the vacuum cleaner to do its job. Otherwise it just burns out, it overheats and it burns out and stops working. I got some original Henry bags when I bought the vacuum cleaner, but I've since just bought some of these home brand type replacements and they've been fine as well. That's a really large vacuum cleaner bag and it really does hold a lot of dust and dirt. So yes, I'm actually quite surprised that this is not very dirty at all. I've never cleaned it, and And we do use these vacuum cleaners both upstairs and down a lot. So I'm really surprised about that. But yeah, very, very low maintenance. So just popping it back in. And it's all clipped back into place. One warning, you will find yourself actually personifying this machine whilst you're vacuum cleaning and going, "Come on, Henry, come on, Henry." I do it, and I didn't think that I would. Because the key thing about any vacuum cleaner is the suction. And this vacuum cleaner has had really reliable suction in the couple of years that I've owned it. In fact, one of the things that made me also go towards buying it was that it had a 2-year warranty, which was like twice as long as many of the other machines that I looked at the time. And you know, this machine 2 years ago, it was probably about, in fact, it was probably over 2 years ago, cost me about $500 Australian. And there is a slightly smaller version of the same machine that was 100 or so less. But for a simple, solid vacuum cleaner, I think it's money well spent, in my opinion. It stores away easy enough. Like when I'm storing it away, I usually just roll that cord around it there, sneak that off into a corner or under a bed or into a cupboard, and then put the pole somewhere. If I could get these undone, I'd be able to even put it down into much smaller bits. But I probably got dust and stuff stuck in there, and it's been a while since I've removed them and taken it apart. So, you know, it shouldn't be that difficult, and it normally wouldn't be. When you've got a quality product that you're confident is going to work really well every time you go to use it, then it makes cleaning so much more enjoyable and you get the job done faster. So yes, in my opinion, this is a solid machine that's totally worth the money. And I've been really happy with it. It's been super reliable. I've had nothing wrong with it. And the suction is fantastic. So be one of those people that invests in good quality cleaning equipment so that all those daily chores or weekly chores of cleaning becomes a lot easier, more fun, and you know, you get the job done quicker and more effectively. So well worth the money, and thank you very much for watching.